just round up with the Tailteann Cups. The round one is obviously on the 13th tomorrow, or Saturday the 13th of May. I'm just going through run through the game, see if we get your brief opinion in terms of who's going to win it. Cavan Leash.
Gavin at a counter. Like all the games this weekend are very unbalanced and
Yeah.
they're very, very unbalanced, you know.
Down Waterford, fucking 12, 13 points. I think you said, or 15 points, wasn't it?
Listen, we could save themselves 6 or 7 grand there and, you know, just not bother travelling down the road. That's the truth.
Are you
know?
even going to go to that game? Probably not.
No, no, no.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm actually going out for a meal Saturday night, so I'll not be out.
Yeah, Limerick Langford, that could be a tight game.
Tight game. Both teams had misfortunes this year. Obviously, Longford relegated and Limerick relegated.
Yeah.
Maybe Limerick's experience of playing maybe in Division 2 this year might just stand by them in that one, you know.
Yeah. Meath Tip. I tell you what, Stevie, we're going on about Meath now the last few weeks. But this is, I'm not joking here now, but this is a big, Tailteann Cup now for Cullenwork is a big competition in terms of if this, like, there will be question marks. We said it before, obviously you said about his legendary status as a player, like, but if there is an improvement, if they have a disastrous Tailteann Cup, we say, you know,
yeah,
he mightn't get a second year here. Am I being...
I'll be honest with you, if they don't beat Tip,
they will beat Tip. They will beat Tip now. Jesus, they'll beat
Tip. But my God, like if they don't look, they'll get out of the group because they'll beat Tip, they'll beat Waterford, and themselves and Down will be a coin toss, like, you know. So they'll be out of the group. But I think if they come up against a team like Cavan or Fermanagh, who have a bit of organisation, there's probably only 4 teams can really win it. You're probably looking at Cavan, Fermanagh, Down, and if everything went well, possibly Meath. You know, but they have to come into these games, and they have to come into these games with some form of a game plan, some resemblance of a game plan. You know, not just come in and say we're trying to kick the ball, or we're trying to, trying to impose our kicking game on this. Like, there has to be an element of defensive organisation when they're out of possession. There has to be some sort of attacking plan when they win the ball. You know, they just cannot play off the cuff football. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So
players
and I'm looking at the Tailteann, and obviously, if you're asking me here now, if Mayo were coming to Newry on Saturday night, would I go to? I probably would. I'd be excited about that. You know, I'd want to go and watch that. Do I want to go and obviously support the county? It's great. Like, obviously, yes, get behind it, but the kind of money to pay for a full family to go, your whole evening gone to watch a facile victory. And I'm looking at the Tailteann Cup and I'm thinking to myself, like, there's nothing really to get excited about. There's nothing. You know,
and the last four CD again, as you said.
If it was a knockout, but if it was a knockout competition, and for talk's sake, Cavan were away to Limerick this weekend, you'd be sort of thinking it's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. You know, if Down had to go to Ockram to play Wicklow in Ockram, packed house Saturday, you're thinking knockout, wee bit of pressure. You never know. Oisin isn't well organised. You know, a couple of goals. You never. You know. Yeah. All of a sudden you have a Carlow who, you know, on their day could produce a performance. Say they get Leitrim in the first round, beat Leitrim. Say they draw the winners of New York and just for talking Waterford. All of a sudden, Carlow sitting in a quarter-final or semi-final, and it's giving them a wee bit of hope. But like the way this group thing is just playing more games, giving teams more drubbings, more beatings, just so that you're going to have the same 4 teams in the semi-final. Like, you know.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense to me at all.
No,
but even the seeding of it, like, you know, okay, like Sligo got to a Connacht final, right? But they were Division 4. You know, there's teams in Division 2 that are obviously in the Tailteann Cup. You know, Cavan, for example. You know, Cavan for me would give most teams in that Sam Maguire group probably the bottom 8 teams. You know, a really, really competitive game.
Yeah.
You know, if possibly, and probably could win against half of those teams in Sam Maguire, right? They beat the likes of Westmeath. They could possibly beat the likes of Clare. Cavan could beat the likes of Donegal. You know, at the present moment in time. You know, and you're probably looking at maybe 7 or 8 teams that they would probably struggle against, but they would still be competitive. You know, it just doesn't make sense for me. It doesn't add up. And you're judging Cavan, like you're saying to Cavan, like you have to make an Ulster final, so you have to beat, you know, Armagh, and then you have to beat obviously Down or Donegal. Whereas other counties can just
Sligo.
swan
Look at Sligo.
you know, and that's nothing to do with the counties that were involved. It's not their fault, you know. That's just the way. It's just the system. The system is wrong. The system's broken. It's broken. It really is broken. You know.
I'll just get through these. Fermanagh, Wexford. Fermanagh by good field.
What is that game?
Fermanagh.
Fermanagh beat them comfortably.
Yeah. Antrim, Leitrim. Up in Belfast.
Antrim, I actually think those couple of challenge games that Antrim played against Donegal and Dublin will stand them in good stead coming into the Tailteann. Antrim will beat Leitrim.
Okay. Offaly, London. Offaly at home. Offaly, yeah. And the last one, this would be Wicklow, Carlow. Wicklow's at home. Wicklow should beat them.
Wicklow, Carlow have historically got a decent record against Wicklow, but in Aughrim, the fact that Wicklow were promoted and you know Carlow in person, so yeah, Wicklow beat them.
Right.